This rumor is getting a lot of traction, 800,000 views, and if it's true, this would be very bullish for Tesla. There are rumors that Tesla is licensing their FSD to Buick. If this is true, I would expect Tesla stock to rally about 15% in one single day again, just like it did when we learned the good news about FSD in China. Buick, by the way, is quite popular in China, so it could make sense to deploy FSD there. But how likely is it that this rumor is actually true? Look at when this was posted, 8:05 a.m. This is 7:57 a.m. Official dirty Tesla is licensing FSD to Buick, bullish, Doge to the moon. My mom got me this birthday cake after I got FSD 12.4.3 added to her Buick. Obviously, this is a joke. So maybe there's a small chance that there's some merit behind this rumor, but most likely no, this was a joke, probably, because he doesn't share his source. Also, Buick is GM and GM is Cruise, so that's just quite weird. However, people will want to click the like button because Tesla stock is up again, and of course, it's because we have some more good news today. By the way, this is a new channel. Subscribe if you haven't yet, but the videos on here will be political later on, and all the Tesla videos will be back on a Tesla only channel. The numbers from China are actually looking really good, even though it's just 6,500. But you have to remember that this is the first week of the quarter, and comparing this week compared to previous weeks, this is actually really good. And the stock almost always reacts to these numbers from China if they are better or worse than expected. And everyone agrees with me that it is a very good start for Tesla in China. The year-over-year gap just got a little bit smaller, and you can see trailing 12 weeks here, which is going up. Of course, it's just 1 week, but it's a good week. Gary Vlack almost has a conspiracy theory here. Tesla China may have held back some deliveries last week to get Q3 off to a strong start. It would be quite unusual for Tesla, but certainly possible. The bullishness out there for Tesla right now is quite high. Look at what he's saying.
I think this stock is going to double or triple, maybe even more in the next few years. And again, we're early innings. Anybody who's thinking about this just in terms of cars is very smart, but I would encourage them to broaden their horizons significantly. This is about power. This is about robotics. I think it perhaps is the best undervalued AI play on the planet right now. And love him or hate him, Musk knows what he's doing.
There's some more news. Is it good news? Because Tesla raised prices in Germany by 1,500 euros for the Model 3. I saw some people say that this is bullish because demand is higher, but we are not seeing that for the Model Y. And if you remember this, from June 13th, this is not a surprise to you at all. Tesla has started to announce that prices are likely to increase from July 1st due to expected tariffs on Model 3 vehicles. This is not bullish. This is just what it is. It's the result of the EU tariff, and maybe Tesla will have an exemption that will lower the tariff. We will find out about that later. We know that EU officials were just at Shanghai inspecting Tesla's factory. This could push Tesla to start producing Model 3s in Germany. In the meantime, Tesla is offering 0% interest rates in the UK for the Model 3 and Model Y. That promotion worked so well in the US, maybe it will work really well in the UK too. I say the chances are high that that promotion in the UK is going to work quite well. In the meantime, Chinese EV maker XPeng has this new model due in Q4, which will ditch LiDAR and move to Tesla-like pure vision solution. If they were really smart, they would just license FSD directly from Tesla. This is a major change for XPeng. They are admitting that they have lost, basically. How are you going to catch up to Tesla? Tesla has millions of vehicles on the roads, hundreds of thousands of FSD beta users, huge computer clusters. There's another one, huge one, being built in Texas as we speak. This reminds me of last year's Tesla stock rally when Tesla was under $200 and then it rallied all the way up to $300 almost. And it was due to supercharging deals, largely. And this basically would acknowledge, yeah, Tesla is the winner here, so therefore this could actually be driving Tesla stock higher. Just like the supercharging deals made the stock go up because everyone was admitting, yeah, Tesla's technology is superior to ours, you win. So you, Tesla stock, you rally. This move from XPeng, by the way, comes right after the CEO visited the US and tried Tesla's FSD in the US. Elon also admitted that the Chinese automakers are by far far the most competitive. But this is a huge win for Tesla. I'm really excited about this. Razat says it's a brilliant move for Xpeng, but Xpeng only delivered 52,000 EVs in the first half of 2024. Tesla makes more than that in 2 weeks. Now, we know that Xpeng has been trying to develop this kind of vision system for a while now, but only now they dropped LiDAR, which is the big thing. I suspect that we will see quite a few more companies ditch LiDAR and focus just on the vision approach, but unless you have a huge fleet, huge computer clusters, amazing software team, and a leader like Elon Musk, you're getting nowhere. There's just no way you will beat Tesla. Here's some more good news. We know that Tesla is going to be mass producing Megapacks in China soon, and a Shanghai-based cloud computing data center service provider has partnered with Tesla to apply their Megapack energy storage technology at their intelligent computing center. So clearly there is going to be demand within China, inside of China, for Tesla's Megapacks. Some people are making fun of this. Elon Musk just followed a former Speaker of the House who was one of the most important politicians in the US. Herbert is poking fun at, oh, Elon is hiring McCarthy now to run the robotaxi network in the future, just like we had rumors about Elon Musk hiring the founder of Uber. I don't think there's much to see there, but 2025 is going to be a big year for Tesla. I am especially excited about that Megapack factory in China, which is likely going to scale very quickly. And what are these new affordable vehicles going to be? Things have been going well, and before, when things were not looking that good, people were speculating that these new models are going to be just versions of the current models and not like completely different vehicles. But with Elon doing quite well, I think some people are reconsidering, and maybe these are going to be entirely new vehicles. I suspect at least one of them is going to be. But the biggest thing of all that I'm excited about is FSD. Look at how well it navigates this area. It knows you gotta go really slow here, and I have experienced this quite a few times as well, the vehicle just slowing down when it really should, because maybe there's a pothole or there's some sort of a bump like this, but it can get you to your final destination exactly in front of the door of your destination. The only thing that I sort of wish that it could do at the end is just open the garage door and park inside your house as well. That would be amazing. That's coming, I'm sure. Just it will take some time. What's really important now is that Tesla makes FSD as safe as possible, and then eventually later on we can work on all these little things like parking inside your garage. But for now, safety comes first and comfort. And here's someone else really excited about their FSD. He just had his first 2-hour drive, 0 steering wheel, 0 pedal touch FSD drive, and it was not exciting at all because nothing bad happened, except this part was quite exciting. Pay attention to the road right now. There's some sort of a thing on the road and it just dodges it. I have experienced this myself as well, and the object was sort of hidden in the shadow, and I noticed it like very last moment after FSD quickly turned my vehicle to the left. So my vehicle noticed the object first before me because it was a weird shadow and the sun was shining directly in my eyes. It wouldn't have been that bad if I bumped into it. I think it was like a cardboard box only, sort of like here. So it wouldn't have been terrible, but it was nice that it noticed it. It can see in all directions all at once. I agree with Omar here. Every Tesla investor must own a Tesla with FSD. It is due diligence. You know who you are, go get those orders in. And Greg here disagrees with AI driver. He says 12.4.3 is a huge improvement versus 12.3.6. Some of the improvements are hard to discern unless you have been using for years. He says that AI driver is looking to make some money from YouTube. There's only one huge problem with that statement. He hasn't uploaded a video on YouTube yet about this latest FSD version. He only posted clips on X, which basically pay no money. And I have found AI driver to actually be quite fair and very good in terms of the detail that he provides and insight that he provides. No one is perfect, of course. It's best to try the system yourself to see it for yourself. AJ just posted detailed analysis of Tesla's presence in China, so let's take a look. Despite overall weakening vehicle sales, BEV sales in China increased 10% year over year, specifically in June, and BEV sales now account for 27.9% of total passenger vehicle sales as of June. BEV market share reached a new all-time high at 27.8% on a trailing 3 months basis, and BEV market share gains have been re-accelerating since March, and Tesla's China BEV market share was 10.5% on a trailing 3 months basis. You can see though that it dipped a little bit, and this is because of the Model 3 switch. So overall, Tesla's exceptionally strong market share has been weakening but remains at a strong level, and upcoming new models in a lower price segment is very likely to increase Tesla's market share in China again, because there's so much choice in China and Tesla has nothing that's actually really cheap over there. So actually it's insanely incredible that Tesla is still doing so well in China with such expensive vehicles. In China, you can buy a Seagull BYD EV for $9,700, and the Chinese consumers are quite price sensitive. Now, of course, Tesla is not really competing with that exact vehicle, but my point is there are many models that cost quite a bit less than Tesla's models, and yet these people are buying Teslas anyway. There was just a hearing in front of the judge who rescinded Elon Musk's compensation package, and Tesla's lawyer said it's a real-life lawyer joke. He's referring to the $7 billion pay package that the lawyers opposing Tesla want. An expert witness for Tesla described the fee request as an unjustifiable windfall. This was the first in-court gathering of the party since the shareholder vote. It is expected that McCormick will decide on the fee and ratification consequences in a single ruling later this year. The lead plaintiff's lawyer claimed that his client has faced death threats from Tesla partisans. Look, I am strongly opposed to death threats, but it is happening because you are doing something mind-bogglingly ridiculous, which then creates extremism. This is interesting. ARK Invest also registered appearances with the court. The judge occasionally asked questions, but mostly listened intently as the sides conceded their arguments. And here's someone making sense. Plaintiffs' counsel say that they are entitled to part of the economic miracle even though they didn't have any role in it, testified a University of Chicago professor who was an expert witness for Tesla. The rescission of the grant didn't save Tesla $1. It actually wasted so much money. So how are these lawyers defending their position? Well, here it is. The opposing side conceded that the fee would be record-shattering in absolute terms, but told the court that precedent cases allowed him to ask for 1/3 of the benefit to shareholders. Okay, so the benefit is 0 to 1/3 of 0. I'm okay with that. Actually, that was wrong. The benefit is negative because Tesla's lawyers wasted so much time. That costs money. It wasted Elon's time. It wasted Tesla's time. So whatever the benefit is, it's in millions and it's negative. So they have to pay Tesla. So pay 1/3 of that at least. He characterized his request of roughly 10% as deliberately conservative. The other side also said in court papers that they would agree to a cash fee of $1.4 billion. How nice of them. We are just receiving a slice of the value pie. Let me correct that. We are stealing a slice of the value pie. And this is very well written. Tesla, which had formed an independent committee to approve the latest pay package, wrote in court papers that the vote may have been one of the most well-informed stockholder votes in Delaware history. The stockholders' stamp of approval. Delaware law should respect that vote because it reflects the will and sound business judgment of Tesla stockholder owners. The opposing side admitted, to put it bluntly, litigating against Tesla is never easy. Maybe it's because you are the one being a bit, unfair, hypocritical, because your whole thing was, oh, it's the biggest compensation package in history, and now you're asking for the biggest compensation package for your law firm. He's lucky that he got a judge that really doesn't like Elon Musk. By he, I mean the main lawyer that's opposing Tesla here. If you like his services, you can give him a call and maybe even send him an email. So what's next? Well, Gary Black's take is that he continues to believe the judge will come up with legal rationale again to overcome the law and rule in favor of the opposing side against Elon. Tesla would then appeal this to the Delaware Supreme Court, which would hold its own hearing and issue its own decision sometime in mid-2025. So that's another year of litigation. But at that point, she would be so blatantly, obviously committing to activism. It wouldn't be a question. Until now, you could sort of argue, okay, well, maybe the shareholders didn't know. Maybe she was right. But if she rules against Tesla Tesla now, this is just blatant commitment to activism. And if she's thinking about entering politics, running for some political position, this is actually a pretty smart move. It's a move that sells one soul, but it's an effective move. This is incredible. Trading in Tesla has jumped to a 1-year high if you look at the last 5 trailing days. The volume has been regularly going down until now. The last time it was so high, it was at the end of July of last year. And given robust trading volume at the $250 level over the last 2 days suggests that this was definitely not driven by a mere short squeeze. The shorts are losing so much money right now with Tesla stock that Yahoo decided to dedicate this whole segment to how much did Tesla short sellers lost since 2010? The answer to that question is they lost their brains, and on top of that, $63 billion. And what's crazy is yesterday I reported that Tesla shorts have been actually increasing their positions lately, not decreasing them. And currently the amount of money that's being bet against Tesla to go down has reached its highest number since 2021. There's a discussion about buybacks. On buybacks versus the need for more equity, Gary Black and Larry Goldberg are diametrically opposed. If we polled 100 institutional PMs who own Tesla today, portfolio managers, and asked which one do they prefer, a raise of $20 billion or a buyback of $20 billion in Tesla stock, I would bet 90% would answer B. It's not that we're all so against dilution, but rather that anyone who has built a Tesla forward-looking cash flow model can see that Tesla is likely to generate $100 billion in free cash flow between 2024 and 2030 that they can't possibly spend on plant expansion, AI, and robotaxis. Gary Black's 2024 to 2030 free cash flow forecast of $100 billion includes capital spending during that time of $113 billion. Gary's opinion is that today Tesla is already letting excess cash build up at an ROI far less than their cost of capital. If left unchecked, this will ultimately cause Tesla's PE to degrade. With cash, more is not better. I would personally like to wait until we get the next earnings report, which will be pretty soon. How much AI spending is going on right now? We will find out. Management's job is to maximize shareholder value and to reinvest cash at an internal return rate above the cost of capital. So if you can borrow money for 5%, you want to invest it and make at least 6%. That's a good investment. If there was zero risk, but in reality there is always risk, so you want that return to be substantially higher than the borrowing costs. If there were unlimited internal projects that offer 25% returns, then I would be an advocate of raising more cash. Unfortunately, Tesla cash is now building very fast at a 5% return on investment, which is suboptimal. I'm not so naive to expect that Tesla will announce a $20 billion buyback program next quarter, especially with the economy slowing, but a Tesla equity raise now would chase away many institutions who would wonder why. Tesla raising more money from investors, likely in the short term, that would not be bullish. But also, if he asks portfolio managers a decade ago, what should Tesla do next? Should Tesla really build a new, much cheaper vehicle like a Model 3, or should Tesla just focus on luxury? Model S, Model X. Many thought back then that Tesla should just focus on really luxurious vehicles. So obviously that would have been so wrong. I think portfolio managers are really good when it comes to companies that are sort of approaching maturity already, but Tesla is definitely not there yet. So for now, I would rather just follow what Elon Musk wants to do in terms of buybacks or raising more money for Tesla. Maybe he got some crazy plans about spending an insane amount on AI. In the long term, Elon Musk has never disappointed any investors, and I don't think he's about to start now. People have been talking a lot about Tony Sacconaki's comments that Tesla basically has no advantage when it comes to FSD because they are not uniquely positioned to solve this problem. So Sawyer posted this to remind everyone. On June 10th, he said Elon Musk's $56 billion pay package is unlikely to pass the shareholder vote. If the pay package is rejected, the stock would likely be down. And he reiterated a $120 price target for Tesla stock. Ouch. So while he was saying that, yeah, it's not likely that the shareholder vote is going to pass, I said the chances of that are very, very high, meaning that it would pass. I didn't say it publicly because that would have discouraged people from voting, and that could have been a self-fulfilling prophecy. So after this, Tony's credibility is lower. Although overall, he's a pretty decent analyst on Wall Street. Elon is promoting Tesla on his main timeline. This reached 23 million views. 2,000 charging stalls in Norway have already been deployed. That's pretty good. A Tesla Cybertruck will be in England, so if you are from there, go check it out from July 11th to 14th. Oh, BYD is expanding into Europe. BYD just signed a deal with Turkey to build a factory, a move that could bolster the Chinese automaker's foothold in Europe. Oh, Rivian's chief accounting officer will resign effective as of July 27th. The stock, though, is not reacting to this news, so it's probably not that bad, but on the surface, it definitely doesn't look good. I found this chart which really helps us understand the Chinese auto market right now. It reached its peak in November of 2023 right here, and look at the total sales going down sharply. And while the BEV market share actually is at an all-time high at the moment, if you look at the number of actual BEV sales, they are lower compared to when the BEV market share was at 25%. So looking at this, there is a good reason why Tesla sales in China have not been all that phenomenal this year, but this clearly shows that people are switching to BEVs. Elon responded to this post. 120 academics, scientists, and engineers have signed an open letter arguing that hydrogen vehicles hinder the green energy transition and shouldn't be promoted by Toyota at the Paris Olympics. Hydrogen is silly for cars and only barely sensible for rockets where payload is 1,000 times more valuable. That's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Just keep in mind that this is a new channel and the videos later on this channel will be political, and all the Tesla videos will be back on a Tesla only channel. Oh, by the way, there's a chance that tomorrow there may be no video. I have some important things to take care of, so I'm not sure how my schedule is going to be, but I'll see. Thank you so much to all my Patreon supporters, and I will see you in the next video. By joining Patreon, you will have access to all of my exclusive videos on Patreon, as well as how much I am willing to pay for each Tesla share between 2024 and 2033. If you join the investor tier, you will also have access to my valuation model, where you will see all of my assumptions, including deliveries, the energy business, Tesla's future businesses like FSD, and of course much more. And then if you want to easily download that and put in your own numbers, then this third tier is for you. To all of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet as well. It's really important to like the videos because that makes it less likely that the channel will be shadow banned later, like my other big channel got shadow banned before from about 50% of my regular viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.